Hey, welcome to Monday, the 27th of March 2023. Just doing a ramble, I guess. Trying not to get caught by the glare of the sun. We've got quite a lot going on since the last ramble, and one is I got the GoPro working again, so I have to learn how to use this cursed thing. Two, and by we I mean Dawn primarily, but we look after the dogs and stuff, survived the SRF weekend, the Self-Reliance Festival weekend, which has just passed. So it sounds like they had a pretty good turnout, which is great. Everyone kept busy. But last weekend we picked up had dropped off from a friend of ours, Sean Mills, who does a lot of solar work with the homesteading community and living free in Tennessee and the like. We grabbed some used solar panels from Sean, which the price was right. So we've added another 16 panels, 265 watts each, so about another 4,000 odd watts of solar to our system. So Sunday I decided I would get them up and running, and it's probably hard to kind of see in this view, but not a particularly pretty layout. But what I did do was took 8 of the panels, because at the moment we've got nothing going to our inverter in the garage, in the shed, and I just wanted to see that these panels worked. So the thing with used panels is that usually they're they come off solar farms and they have a variable condition and life. You don't really know how long they've actually been in use for, and most solar panels are generally rated for 25 years, 30 years. These are polycarbonate, so they're the earlier design, whereas these days they're polycrystalline. These days they tend to be monocrystalline, which is what the other panels that we own have, those characteristics. So the polys tend to be a little less efficient, but that said, pretty darned impressed with these. At 265 watts each, I thought we'd be lucky to probably get 220 watts maybe kind of out of them, but they've been tracking it, and these are not optimally placed, and it's not optimal sun even. They've been tracking it a little less than 30 watts down from their rating, so they're tracking at about 230 odd watts each at the moment at current peak, which is really good, really crazy. So we've got one of those problems now where we have too much solar, not enough storage, and the other side of the formula, of course, is we don't have enough appliances and things that are really using power. And by way of an example, today the peak consumption, after I put the refrigerator back on propane, the peak consumption in the RV was 16 watts, and I think it was actually down to 12 watts at one stage. Whereas even the solar going into the trailer is, these days is consistently breaking 1,000 watts. So it's quite unquote a good problem to have, but it means that we're kind of in a place now where we need to start making better use of the power that we have coming in, and start to expand it and do the stuff that we talked about in previous rambles, I guess, which is kind of neat. So that's 8 panels, 2,120 watts capacity, nominal capacity, and today they brought in just shy of 1,900 watts at peak. Unfortunately, by then the battery was all fully charged, so that 1,900 watts was wasted. It's really just drawing 66 watts to keep the chicken heater going. A little embarrassing, but hey, these things happen. So I'm going to do some rejigging of what we currently have. We have the old battery, which is going to get sent back to Signature Solar for a credit, but in reality we're probably going to trade that credit back out for another battery, and that'll give us 10 kilowatt hours of storage in the shed here, which will nicely match the solar capacity that we have kind of running through at the moment. I have 8 spare panels still sitting here, and we've got 4 more of the 200 watt panels, so I've got another 2,120 and whatever that math is, about another 3,000 watts of solar spare, and we're not in a place where we can probably use that quite yet, but it's there, and it's, as long as we've got the basic setups in place, we can certainly make good use of those and easily extend existing arrays. So yeah, there we go. So the next task will be to take my my huckery, drop the panels on the ground and connect them up, and get them raised off the ground a bit, and then I need to look at some designs for mounts, because these panels are a little bigger and heavier than the other ones that we have, and I'm probably not going to go spending $165 a pop for mounting. Well, we can mount 4 of the smaller panels on the array, kind of in the background there, but we won't get 4 of these larger panels on that same mounting kit, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, so probably going to have to do something and work out where they're going to go, and then we'll do some videos on building that, because again, everything we're doing here is still temporary, and by temporary that means a couple of years, but it's not here, positioned here specifically permanently, so we're going to have to move on that. Anyway, that's about all I have to ramble about today. I didn't do anything over the weekend, sorry, but this is what it is. So kind of excited to get working solar. Nice to have 3,000 watts of solar coming in at peak, and now just going, now I've got to find some stuff to use. So I think a freezer will be next on the list, and we'll start to build that out. Anywho, more later, and probably have some updates on the chickens and the guinea fowls, which are growing, how quickly they grow. So they're turning into cute little fuzz buckets. That's all I have. So I hope you all have a great day. Take care.